You think you're safe from ghosts and entities and they can't hurt you? Well, this story submission that I got tells a different story. This person was almost unalived more than once by an entity. Before I start the story, I just want to let you know that you can send me your true scary stories. The email is in my bio. It is kaisespooky@gmail.com, and I will come on here and recount them for you. Also, do not forget to subscribe to my channel just in case TikTok gets banned. The link is in my bio. Easy to click. Now let's start the story. The girl who submitted this story, her name is Koi. She would like to go by Koi, but she did say that I could tag her in the comments, so if you have anything to say to her, then feel free to drop that in the comments. She will see all of them and she can probably answer your question. Now let's get to the story. So for context, Koi lives in a 2-story house, and one night she was about 5 years old and she was on the couch watching TV with her parents. They were just relaxing, watching TV, when all of a sudden she looked over, and peering above the couch was a little creature with black eyes just staring at her. All she remembers is the room was so dark and she felt this overwhelming fear and she literally just passed out. Her parents were so worried about her that night they actually had her sleep in the room with them, and they had her sleep in the middle between both of them. So Koi's parents are just upstairs talking while she is in the middle of them asleep. The door is halfway cracked open and you can see into the dark hallway, when all of a sudden Koi shoots up from a deep sleep, points in the hallway and says, "Who is that?" Parents are kind of looking at each other like, what the hell is going on? When all of a sudden Koi just lays back down and goes to sleep. This is coming from her mother's perspective, but Koi does say that she remembers exactly what she saw. And what she saw was a little girl standing in the hallway with black hair over her face. She had a dirty dress on and she was soaking wet, and she was just staring at her with hair over her face like this. Koi said that after that, weird and sinister things started happening. Like that door that she saw that little girl stand in, it stopped closing. They literally could not shut that door to save their lives. So they had to keep it half open all of the time. Another thing that started happening is all of their pets started being unalived. Every time they would have a pet that was completely healthy, it would end up being unalived. Birds, hamsters, a rat. In fact, a rat that she had that she really liked was unalived in the strangest way. 1 hour she went to go see the pet, it was completely fine, and then an hour later she went over to feed the pet. The pet was unalived, flattened with gnats surrounding it, like it had been unalived for days, when she had just seen it an hour earlier and it was healthy. And while on the subject of pets, her dogs would absolutely not go into her parents' room. The one with the door cracked, when she saw that little girl, they would not go in there, and if they ever went in there, they had to be forced to go in there, and as soon as they could, they would dart out of the room. Now it gets absolutely terrifying. One day she was playing on the trampoline with one of her friends. This was about 6 months after the first night that she had seen the little girl in the doorway. Well, she's playing on the trampoline, and all of a sudden, out of the corner of her eye, she sees a little girl running towards the trampoline. This terrified her so much that she actually started screaming her head off, and she ran towards her parents. After she gets to where her parents are, she looks over at the trampoline and she sees a little girl crouching underneath the trampoline, just staring at her. And the crazy part about this is, even though she had ran from the trampoline and she was absolutely terrified, her friend was still jumping on the trampoline. So she looks up at her friend to see why she isn't scared, and then she looks down at the trampoline and the little girl is gone. It was around this time that she started having night terrors, and these night terrors were so bad that she would wake up screaming and crying for hours. But not only was she having night terrors, she was also sleepwalking, and the sleepwalking became incredibly dangerous. Every time she would sleepwalk, she would try to hurt herself. Like one time her mom saw her walk to the top of the stairs, she looked at someone, she nodded at them like she was nodding in agreement, and then she went to throw herself at the bottom of the stairs before her mother caught her just in time. Another thing that happened is she was playing hide and seek with her brothers, her cousins, and some friends inside of her house, and she had a favorite hiding spot, and her favorite hiding spot was actually in the dryer in the washroom. She would sit in the dryer and she would shut it, not all the way, she would leave a little crack open so that she could breathe and so that she wouldn't get locked in. But this was her favorite hiding spot because no one would ever catch her and she would always win. She was about 7 or 8 at this time, so she was actually able to fit into the dryer. Well, this time she's in the dryer when all of a sudden she hears somebody walking towards the dryer, and then someone shuts it. She hears them giggling, and it sounds like a little girl giggling, and then she hears footsteps walking away. She starts to freak out and panic. She is screaming at the top of her lungs. Everybody comes out of their hiding spots and they're like, what the hell is going on? She's kind of mad at this point because she doesn't know exactly what happened, and she thinks someone locked her in the dryer, and she's kind of confused, and she's like, which one of you did this? Who would do this? Why would you lock me in the dryer? And everybody was like, we swear to God, no one did this. We wouldn't do this to you. No one was near the laundry room. After this is when things start to get 100 times worse. We're talking like she was literally almost unalived by this ghost, like came this close. And I'm so sorry, you guys, but I have to make a part 2 because this story is really long and there's no way way that I'm going to be able to finish it in time. So I will make a part 2, but only if you guys want me to. You have to drop it in the comments. Also, it is going to have to be on my account, and the reason for this is because of the TikTok ban, that you guys can still watch me tell these scary stories if TikTok does go. The link for that is my bio. It takes 2 seconds to just click on it and go watch the part 2. Also, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think that this little girl is actually a little girl, or do you think it's something more sinister? Because she sounds absolutely terrible and it does not sound like a little girl to me. So tell me what your thoughts are in the comments. Also, if you have any questions for Koi, let her know, because she will be reading the comments and she can probably answer your questions. Other than that, if you got this far, thank you so much. And also, you guys, I just want to tell you again how much I appreciate you. You guys have been so awesome. You have helped me build a following so quickly, and I appreciate this more than you possibly understand. Every single one of you means so much to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you guys like true scary stories, I give them every single night, so hit that follow button, and if you really liked it, then engage and hit that like. Thank you so much. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a spooky night. Love you.